to achieve your fitness goals, whether it's gaining muscle, losing fat, or just maintaining your overall wellness, having a high protein breakfast is an absolute staple. So today we've got you covered with some simple and delicious high protein vegan breakfast options that are sure to kickstart your day. Each dish we prepare is going to take no longer than 15 minutes, and all of it will contain at least 25 grams of plant protein per serving, while also delivering the delicious kick that we all crave. But before we delve into the recipes, if this is your first time here, please consider showing your support for the channel by liking, commenting, or subscribing. Roll the intro. Before we jump in and start making those recipes, let's quickly discuss why high protein is an essential part of your health. Firstly, protein helps in muscle repair and growth, making it crucial for those not only looking to build muscle, but also those looking to simply maintain muscle mass. It also keeps you feeling full and satiated, which can aid in weight loss or just management. And additionally, high protein breakfast can help regulate blood sugar levels all throughout the day, keeping you at a steady metabolism and steady source of energy all day long. So now that we understand the importance of getting that extra protein in, let's get cooking. All right, first up team, we're gonna go with our savory option, the Tofu Scramble. It's a fantastic plant-based alternative to traditional scrambled eggs, and it is absolutely loaded with protein. So let's get going. I have my pan here heating up. I'm gonna put just a touch of oil in there to get started. All right, now that our pan is nice and toasty hot, we're gonna start off by sizzling off some onions. Sprinkle those into my pan again, coated with a little bit of oil. And we're just gonna cook those there on a medium heat, just until they're, low to medium heat, just until they're nice and translucent. Now in the meantime, while those are cooking, I have had my tofu in my tofu press here. So if you're new to tofu or you haven't used one of these before, I always suggest draining your tofu. Now with tofu scramble, sometimes people don't like to drain it because they like to keep that watery, eggy texture, but for almost everything I suggest draining it, and for me I even drain it on the tofu scramble. So just put my tofu block in here, squish it down real good, drain out all the water, which I've already done, and then you have a nice firm block of tofu ready to go. Nice and dry, nice and pressed. It's gonna help it hold its shape as well. All right, now that our onions are nice and translucent, starting to have a little bit of that clear look to them, it's time to add our next ingredients. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some garlic and a little bit of chopped chili as well. I like to do 1 to 3 chilies. You can leave these out if you don't like spice. It'll still be absolutely delicious, but I like a little kick. So I'm gonna throw those in. And with these, you don't have to let them cook for long, 60 seconds or so. Mix it around with the onions, just enough to start to let that flavor out. All right, and once those chilies and garlic have really started to let out all those nice aromas with your onion, it's time to go ahead and add in your mushrooms. So with these, they're gonna shrink down real small. Think about how big you want them. You can roughly chop them. It doesn't have to be perfect. As you know with mushrooms, they go from being quite a lot to very minimal quite quickly. And again, if you're not a huge fan of mushrooms, this is something that you can always change and swap out. Kind of think of the tofu scramble as almost like an omelet. Put in what you want. The tofu is the main source of protein anyways, so throw in your other veg as you like. Now the other thing we want to do as we're cooking is just layer a bit of salt and pepper. So every now and then, a couple times throughout the cooking experience, go through, crack some pepper on there, again, add a little spice, and then of course, a little bit of salt as well. You can do a little bit of sea salt, and just go ahead and stir that around. This recipe is definitely the longest of the three. And again, I'd say it takes no more, if you have the ingredients prepped and everything, it takes no more than 15 minutes. However, I know this is probably not something you're gonna wanna do every morning. So stay tuned for the next two. But this is a great option on a Saturday or Sunday morning when you have a little more time. Serve it up with some sourdough toast as we're gonna do, some avocado, chef's kiss. All right, now that those mushrooms are really cooked, it's time to add in our tofu. So all I'm gonna do is just roughly break it by hand, just little bite-sized little chunks. You can kind of just put your fingers through it as I'm doing now. Just roll your fingers through, and it's just gonna make it nice, chunky, think scrambled egg. And once you've done that, you're just gonna toss it into your pan. Your mushrooms still crumbling along the way if you want, if you feel it's not quite where you want it. So everything's looking quite white, quite gray, quite bland right now. So we need that yellow color. We need that yellow color that you associate with scrambled eggs. So what we're gonna do is use a bit of turmeric. Fantastic health benefits in turmeric as well. It's great for inflammation. Love a turmeric tea, me. Then we're gonna have a little bit of onion powder in there, a little bit of black salt as well. That is what's gonna give it its eggy flavor. So as you can see, there's just a very tiny bit here. It doesn't take much, but if you want that eggy flavor, a little bit of black salt, also known as Kamala salt or something. I'll link it down below. Onion powder and turmeric. So just sprinkle that over. All right, team, we're nearly there, but these last couple ingredients are really the icing on the cake for me, so don't leave these ones out. We're gonna go ahead and throw in some sun-dried tomatoes. You want the ones that are soaking in olive oil in the jar. Absolutely delicious. It's really gonna moisten it up and give it a bit of that egginess as well. Gives it a nice little red pop as well. Little colors are always nice. And then the very last, not quite the last ingredient, but one more of the final ingredients. We're just gonna take a handful of fresh basil, chop it up, throw that in there. Again, nice little pop of color. So they always say to eat the rainbow. This dish has a little bit of all of it. All right, team, and our very last ingredient, nooch. So if you don't know what nooch is, nutritional yeast, there is a little bit of protein in this as well. It's almost like a cheesy flavor. So it's something really nice, great health benefits. It's always fortified with vitamin B12, vitamin B12, however you say it. So a great one for us vegans as well. Let's toss that in there, shake it all around. You can turn your pan off now. We are done. One last stir, and this is absolutely ready to serve. So we're gonna plate this up with our sourdough and our avocado, and we'll be back with the taste test, and then on to recipe number 2. All right, here she is, the finished product. We have our tofu scramble. We used a little plant-based margarine on our sourdough toast and our avocado here. Recipe is in the description, but again, this is packed with over 25 grams of purely plant-based protein, and that's just in the tofu scramble itself. So let's go ahead, dive in for the taste test. Still very hot, but absolutely delicious. Go ahead, get this one in. Let's move on to recipe number 2. All right, so back with recipe number 2. So this one is, again, packing that protein, perfect to prepare in just a quick minute, as you're about to see, the night before. So this one, preparation, very quick, but it does need to set 3 to 4 hours or overnight, hence the word overnight oats. Tons of recipes for this online. I'm gonna do one today. You can literally change this however you want. So first, we're just gonna throw our plant-based milk. I go with soy milk for a little bit of added protein, so about a cup, into our jar. Mason jars work quite well for this. And literally, we're just gonna put all our ingredients in here and let it soak overnight. So I also have my oats here. You wanna get whole grain rolled oats. Then I have some seeds. I have flax seeds in here, some chopped almonds, some chia seeds, and I have a little bit of dark chocolate chip in here for a little sweetness and some brown sugar. You can also add, and some desiccated coconut flakes. You can also add maple syrup, just a touch for some sweetener instead of the chocolate or brown sugar. You could add some vanilla extract. You can switch up the seeds that you use. This is very versatile. You can make a berry one rather than a super savory one. But I love savory and I'm American, so I love peanut butter. So we're gonna go ahead and toss some peanut butter in there as well. And then tomorrow, after this is soaked, I will probably top it with some banana and a little extra drizzle of peanut butter, as you will see. So I'm just gonna give that a nice big stir, just to really let that peanut butter split up and mix around with the milk and the oats. And that's all there is to it. So from here, it's gonna soak, it's gonna expand, and you're gonna come with me for the taste test first thing tomorrow morning. All right, team, here we are the morning after. It's time to try our overnight oats. So you can see I topped them with a little banana and peanut butter and again, chocolate chip. Some extra calories, but also a way to make it look a little prettier, I was hoping, but it's still not Instagram worthy. So if you have some tips for that, let me know. But let's go ahead and dive in and do the taste test. Never had overnight oats before. Oh God, it's cold. Not really my type of breakfast, let's see. It's pretty tasty. Go ahead, give it a try. Like I said, there's tons of recipes online. Make sure you load it up with peanut butter, seeds. You can use some soy yogurt. All these things, you get some added protein into your diet. Like I said, 25 grams of this in this one, and there's not even any protein powder in it. So add a little protein powder, you can get a 40 gram, 50 gram overnight oats. You wanna try it? No. All right, team, so now we are here with our third and final recipe. To be honest, I wasn't really excited about this one. I don't know if it's just because I'm hungry, but I'm very excited about it now. So we are doing a strawberry banana smoothie bowl. Most mornings I do just have a regular smoothie, not in a bowl, because it's quick, it's easy, it's convenient, and this one is packing over 40 grams of protein. And the best part is, as you'll see, we just throw it all in a blender, blend it up, pour it in the bowl, top it to make it look pretty, and it's done. Takes minutes. All right, so let's get to work. First, we have our empty Ninja smoothie cup. Always go with Ninja. This one has lasted me nearly 10 years. We are gonna go ahead and start with our liquid. We have our soy milk, so we're doing just over 1 cup of soy milk here. Then from there, we can go ahead and put in our protein powder. So we're just gonna do 1 serving. I usually use Vivo Life. I'll have my referral code down below. But I ran out, so I went to the store really quick and got this Mighty Plant protein. So we'll see how this one is. It was only 11 pounds because it was on clearance. But the ingredients are good, and like I said, with this added, we're gonna get over 40 grams. So we have our protein powder in there. We have just a touch of cinnamon, I think. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we'll see. We have our berries. So we're gonna wanna put some berries in here. We'll also top with some berries. These are just frozen berries, nice and fresh. Then we're gonna put in our banana. I will save part of this as a topper. And we're gonna put in a little plant-based yogurt. Again, there's some extra protein in this one. You can probably find ones with higher protein content. This is a Greek style one, 3 tablespoons of this. And this is just gonna give it that nice texture so it's not completely watery. There you have it. And then all you do is blend all of this together and we will serve it in just a second. Wow, let's see the consistency here. Ooh, beautiful. So we can give it a little taste test. Oh my God, that's amazing. All right, here we are with the taste test. Look at all this yummy goodness here. So our third and final recipe, here we go. Our smoothie bowl. I'm gonna get a little banana on there, a little strawberry, some granola, some blackberry, blueberry, blackcurrant. Very cold, but absolutely delicious. So if you like a sweeter breakfast, this is definitely the one for you. But as with all of these recipes, you can tailor them to what you like. So the tofu scramble, the smoothie bowl, the overnight oats, they are all very versatile options. So you can make them sweet, you can make them savory, you can add chop and change, you can throw some greens in this, some spinach, you can make it more of a peanut butter base. So the goal is, team, all of these come with at least 25 grams or more of protein. Like I said, this one's 40 grams. So it's a good way to get that good boost of protein in your day to ensure muscle repair and recovery and make sure you're feeling full for longer.
So chop and change them as you'd like, but they're all super quick and convenient. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below and let me know what your favorite recipe was and what you'd like to see next. And as always, we appreciate your support on the channel. So liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff really helps, or going over to my shop, purchasing some merch, or getting in touch about coaching, of course, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. But we'll see you on the next one, team.
They're actually really good.
Tastes like something you get at like a fancy cafe. Cafe.
It's filming.
Oh.